What is up? Poker Brandon here. Today I'm going to talk about another hand. So in this hand I'm playing 5-5 at the Gardens, $300 to $600 buy-in. I have Ace-7 suited in the small blind. I've been playing at this table for about 1 hour, maybe an hour 20. And I wanted to point out that under the gun here, he's wearing a Rolex, and we're gonna name him Rolex 33% because his VPIP was probably about 33%. I would say 1 in 3 hands. He's putting money in the pot. He was also the one that wanted the straddle on at the table, and he's in the straddle in this hand. So he's gonna be on the straddle. Me and him are gonna tango, and just so you know, my VPIP was pretty tight. I think I only opened like 3 hands. This is like my 4th hand opened in about an hour 20. It's gonna start off with an under the gun limp. It's gonna fold around to the button. Everyone else at the table was, I wouldn't say any pros were there, but they were all pretty tight. Folds around to the button, who limps in. And because the button was a tight aggressive player and the +1 limper was also a tight aggressive player, I figured if they had stronger hands, they would open instead of limp. I feel like their limping range was always like suited connector stuff or small pairs. So in this spot, when I just see the $35 of dead money in the middle, I think I want to squeeze it holding an ace blocker. Because I have not opened many hands, I think my VPIP is low enough to rep the overpair. So obviously aces is my goal for representation. I do like squeezes sometimes in position more so than out of position. But in this case, I'm out of position, and I think 80 is the right size. Now, player to my left, he was just super passive. He only called and he was only passive. So he's going to end up folding quickly. And I think my sizing 80 is going to be, I think, perfect, because if I do have an overpair, I do want to get a call, and I think Rolex is the guy that will make the call. But actually in this hand, I'm very happy to just take down the 35 as well without seeing a flop. So actually it didn't take long. The big blind to my left, passive caller, he just folded really fast, didn't take him long. And then Rolex doesn't take longer than maybe 4 seconds before seeing my huge bet and just putting in the 80 out of his $2,000 stack. The tight aggressive limper on +1, he's gonna get out pretty fast. And then the button actually tanks for about 30 seconds. And I was a little bit worried that he was gonna just put in a limp raise, but he just folds. So we go heads up to a flop. And if I'm gonna go heads up with anybody, I think the loosest player at the table that likes to splash the pots, he's the guy that I want to be in a pot with. The flop comes 9-7-3, and then I sort of tank for about probably 30 seconds, and right after about 30 seconds I end up shoving here. And the goal for my shove is, I sort of, in the process of my tank for 30 seconds, I think Rolex under the gun over there is gonna have way more overpairs, like king jack offsuit. He's gonna have obviously the king jack suiteds, king queen suiteds, king 10 suiteds, but because of how much money he was putting in at a high frequency, I think he also, I didn't see many of his hands, but he would get to showdown and win with hands like queen 8 offsuit. So knowing he was winning showdowns for small pots with like queen 8, like putting in his money with queen 8 off, I know he's gonna have a lot of trash here. And what hand wants to call, like what hands want to call 80 pre? I think it's going to be all the broadways, all the offsuit broadways, all the suited broadways. but more so the offsuit broadways, because even though my VPIP was super tight, I think my second hand opened after about 25 minutes at the table. I think I opened up to 40. He 3-bet me in the straddle. So he 3-bet me in the straddle. I opened from the small blind earlier, maybe about 30 minutes prior, and he still 3-bet me. That just tells me that he is 3-betting his strong hands. So when I open to 80 and he just flats, I think he's going to have more offsuit Broadway stuff, more so than big hands or even medium hands like pocket pairs that want to call. So I'm really hoping actually he just folds. I mean, I think obviously he's going to call with every flush draw. That's the type of guy he is. But I mainly wanted just folds here, and I wanted to win. I think my overbet here just looks like I'm a scared, tight, aggressive player that only waits for big hands, and I have the overpair now, so fold. Like, I think that's really the range that I was representing, and I think it worked. I think it looked well, you know. I think it was enough. But Rolex 33%er, he's not going to believe me. And he's not going to believe me because he's going to call. And I'm talking a lot and I'm saying a lot, but after I put out this bet, even though I'm talking about all the hands that I think I was trying to represent, you know, ace king suited, ace queen of hearts, all the overpairs, I really felt like my opponent should fold, but I didn't think he was going to fold any pairs. And after I bet, you know, my all in, he snap called. When I say snap call, I mean it took him 3 seconds before seeing my entire rack being shoved in the middle to him flicking out 4 black chips. So he flicks out 4 black chips in 3 seconds. So we go to a turn and a river. Turn is a king of spades. A river is a jack of spades. Not too happy seeing that, and I don't show my hand right away. I sort of look at him and I wait for him to show the king X, jack X of hearts that he might have, but he doesn't. So I feel like he wants me to show my hand. So I just flip over my hand, and he shakes his head a little bit and he does not look happy. So that's a great sign. He shakes his head. He says, "Oh, you have a 7. And you could tell he was really confused at the hand that I have. I think he really put me on like ace king, ace queen. Maybe I have the ace king of hearts, ace queen of hearts. And he says he had a pair. He didn't say which pair, but he said he has a pair that cannot be a 7. He said he has a smaller pair. He announced it to the table because the table was a little bit surprised to see that I had ace 7 suited. So yeah, so I think I put him on a hand like pocket 6s, pocket 5s. I feel like pocket 6s he's the type of guy to just snap call this flop with pocket 6s and put me on ace king. I think pocket 5s is in the same boat, even pocket 4s. He might have had a 3. He might have had like ace 3 hearts that missed, but I feel like he would have said I missed more so than, oh, I have a pair. So he really emphasized the fact that he called me with a pair. So that makes me think more he had like pocket 6s, pocket 5s. But anyway, how do you think I played this hand? I'm Poker Brandon. I'm out.